Good morning, beautiful people on the internet. Everybody has enemies, whether it be Charles Leclerc and the wall,
I am stupid.
yes, whether it be Mick Schumacher and Gunther Steiner, whether it be Verstappen and Esteban Ocon in Brazil, or Lewis Hamilton and Michael Massey. You know, everybody has enemies. But today, Lando Norris, this season, I think has the most enemies of anybody in the entire world. No, probably not. There's probably some countries that a lot of people hate, or some political leaders that get shot. I guess maybe they have a smidge more enemies against them. Yep, sorry to be that guy, but if you're enjoying the video, subscribe and like. I don't know why you wouldn't. I love you, and please do it. Please. Shut up, please. You see, when I think of Lando Norris, I think of a driver that can compete for wins, for championships. That is great. Overtakes such... Back in Austria, bro was overtaking everybody on the last lap. Whereas this year in Austria, bro can't even make a corner. So I don't know what's happened.
Where are you going? You're lost. Dollar Tree headset, so free. Freer than a public restroom. You're literally dog water. Zero PR. Earning check. Oh, we have none.
Lando Norris' first biggest enemy is himself. Have you seen him this year? It has not only been maybe potentially matching Logan Sargent's performances, sometimes doing a slight smidge bit better. I mean, half the time he's got the fastest car, and half the time he's not even on the podium. Look at Verstappen last year. He had the fastest car, and bro was clear of everybody, every single race, consistent.
Max Verstappen wins for Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen.
Whereas Lando Norris is consistent at not being consistent. I mean, let's just look at his race starts. The race starts and he starts from pole. Well done, you got a pole position. But pretty much every single time you've got a pole position, you flopped it. Every single second you get a pole position and you start first, your start is horrific. Someone overtakes you or some shenanigans happen. It has been pathetic. And yes, qualifying might be better sometimes, but on other occasions, there is no excuse of you qualifying in P17 and blaming it on yellow flags when clearly, let's look at the yellow... Oh, wait, no, there was no yellow flags. Okay, sure, there was yellow flags, but there's no need to bottom out your car around that corner and just mess up your entire lap. You could have just gone lifted slightly like Verstappen did in Singapore, and it would have been fine. Listen, I'm not going to deny that he might have some standout performances, just like in Miami, or maybe even Zandvoort, and let's not even forget Singapore. However, he's the person that is slowly letting himself down, and slowly, championship is fading. Fading fast.
Listen, don't you worry, pal.
It's
You had a
fading.
good run.
Fading fast.
Enjoy your retirement. Storm takes back the lead.
Unbelievable! McQueen is fading! McQueen is fading! Fading fast!
You know, McLaren obviously have two drivers, and over the course of Lando Norris' time in McLaren, there wasn't really much pressure him against Sainz, because Sainz was an experienced driver. However, Ricciardo was kind of easy. Let's be 100% real. Ricciardo's races in McLaren were more looking like this, rather than what we actually expected and wanted, like
Red
this.
Bull, he went to Renault, he's gone to McLaren, he's going to get the victory now. It's McLaren and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix.
Whereas Lando Norris' races were just kind of stunning and sent Ricciardo into an early retirement, which made me cry. But now Lando Norris has a teammate called Oscar Piastri, and Piastri might only be in his second year, but he has pretty much achieved everything that Lando Norris has ever achieved in Formula 1. Podiums, wins, And he has a sprint race on Lando Norris, whereas Lando Norris doesn't. Lando Norris might have a pole position, but I think I'd rather have a sprint win trophy than a little tyre. Oscar Piastri is becoming Lando Norris's biggest op recently. Like, if they were in South London, if they were in Harlem, I don't know, they would be a fucking shootout. Because that's an op. Not only has Piastri in a second year shown that Lando Norris isn't all that we all thought that Lando Norris was, or Oscar Piastri is just the next Iceman, I'm not sure. Oscar Piastri has been putting up pretty similar performances to Lando Norris. Yes, there may be tracks where he does struggle a bit more than Lando, Singapore, but there's others where he's just so much better and he's looking like prime Kimi Räikkönen rather than pretty much the rookie that he is. In Baku, bro was pulling off moves like he was Daniel Ricciardo back in 2017. The Australian might have died, but a new one was reborn.
Oscar Piastri wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's the Aussie on top.
Not only has he sometimes maybe shown better racecraft, better consistency, Piastri hasn't DNF'd from a single race, he's hindered Lando Norris a lot. In Austria, Lando Norris was pretty much crying because Oscar Piastri put him in a little montage, and we talk about Baku where Oscar Piastri was literally fighting Charles Leclerc and all of the world champions all in one little race. All of Lando Norris's wins just seemed like they were kind of free. He had the fastest car and that's it, no racecraft needed. Oscar Piastri maybe had to fight for Baku. He didn't have to fight for Hungary, but we look past that. Lando Norris has said that he wants to win the world championship by himself without any help. Fighting with his own two fists. Well, I don't see any fighting on track because he's either clear of everybody or he's just down at the bottom of the field. So I'm not sure. He has literally been against this guy the entire season. The entire season. From the get-go, it was Piastri, Piastri, Piastri. Somewhere probably in his contract, Mark Webber being his manager was like, no, Oscar Piastri has to be the primary driver if he is to drive for this team. And you know what? I honestly see that happening next year, Oscar Piastri being better than Lando. We can talk about the Hungary win being gifted to Oscar Piastri. Lando Norris to step out of the way, even though being seconds clear in the lead. Monza, where Oscar Piastri just dives on Lando, loses the race win, and Lando loses a good position as well from starting P1 yet again. And then the race where they change these papaya rules and say, hey, no, we're actually going to help Lando Norris, is the race where Lando Norris fluffs his own qualifying. So the worst part is that Stella was saying that Monza was a good race.
Hi everyone from Monza, where we could get another big haul of trophies, P2, P3 in the race, many points for the Papaya team, fastest lap of the race, front row on the grid, lock up yesterday in qualifying, so overall a positive weekend.
Oscar Piastri hasn't helped Lando at all. The team is lying to him. The team is trolling him. The team is just fabricating these words out of nowhere. Don't know why. Don't know why. And what doesn't help is that everybody is against Lando Norris. The fans are literally switching sides like it's nothing. It's like you're watching City versus United. City are winning 3-0 and the United fans just take off their red shirts, put on their blue shirts, switch sides, and go support the other team. That is literally what's happening. Instagram comment sections of Lando Norris when he does something bad, and the Quadrant account types, oh, unlucky, unlucky. Everybody is just like, shut the fuck up. The driver's shit. What the fuck are you saying? Stop glazing him. He's ass cheeks. People only like him because 7-year-old female was like him. That's literally all it is. And then you got the Oscar Piastri fan base, which is just absolutely going ham and saying Oscar Piastri, the GOAT, the GOAT. But then you have other drivers whose fan bases are die-hard. You have Lewis Hamilton. He pretty much has the whole of Great Britain behind him. You have Charles Leclerc, who literally people pray to him in Monza and Maranello. Have you seen when he won in Monza? Jesus! Oh my god, that was a sea of people. But Lando nowadays... I think that sometimes in situations he acts like a child, and I dislike that. The way he's like, oh, Verstappen crashed me out. I can't be friends with him anymore. Unless he apologizes, then we can be friends. You know, like, come on, grow up. Or in Singapore, when the two Mercedes drivers were excused from the driver pen interviews because they were cooked and literally dying. Lando goes on stream later that night or the day after, and someone says in chat, oh, the Mercedes people got excused from the driver pen. And then he was like, huh? Well, I drove the same race. They shouldn't be able to do that. Oh, that's not fair. You don't necessarily know what they're up to. Thank God Max Futel, I don't know how you say his name, was there to save my mind, because I think he put some sense into Lando saying that, yeah, you don't know what's happening. Lando Norris after races with Lewis Hamilton when he was like, oh, your car's fast, and Lando was like, haha, well, you were winning for so many years. Come on. Like, come on, please. I don't know how one could not get mad at someone with those remarks or comments, because it pisses me off. And I'm not mad because Lando Norris is winning now, and it's always, oh, whenever someone's winning, they get hate. I don't give a flying donkeys who's winning. I don't care if Esteban Ocon starts dominating the sport. I care about the reaction of people winning. Verstappen was an absolute champ when he was winning. He stood on business. But Lando Norris just seems like he's a spoiled brat who got into the sport because of his dad. And now what? And last but not least, his biggest op is Verstappen. Verstappen is going to win the championship because he's more consistent, because he can do more things. In Singapore, there's no way bro has a car that can finish P2 where Perez is finishing P10. But he still does it. Verstappen is standing on business and he's forcing his way into this championship. And that's why Verstappen is Lando Norris' biggest op. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you think Lando Norris has any more people against him, let me know down in the comments and watch it there. Subscribe and like. I don't know why you wouldn't. Have a safe, fantastic rest of the day. Don't die, because then you can't watch other videos. Peace.
That's all, folks.